The message in the static. Discovery in the void. Lieutenant Maya Chen floated in the observation pod of Research Station Osiris, watching the endless dark of space. Her job was simple: monitor deep space signals and report anything unusual. For 3 years, she had heard nothing but cosmic static, until today. The computer beeped. Maya's eyes snapped to the screen. A signal pattern appeared, unlike anything in the database. It wasn't random noise. It was organized, repeating, almost musical. Her hands trembled as she recorded it. Station command, this is Chen. I have something strange here. Commander Roberts appeared on her screen, his gray beard framing a tired face. Define strange, Lieutenant. A signal, sir. Artificial origin. But it's not from any human colony or ship. The frequency is wrong. The pattern is alien. Roberts leaned forward. You're certain? Yes, sir. I've checked everything twice. This is first contact. The words hung in the air like electricity. First contact. Humanity had searched the stars for centuries, finding only silence. Now, that silence was broken. The translation team. Within hours, Station Osiris transformed into controlled chaos. Scientists arrived from Earth, Mars, and the outer colonies. The small research station, designed for 20 people, now housed over 50. Maya found herself at the center of it all, the person who first heard the alien voice. Dr. James Wu, the lead xenolinguist, set up his equipment in the main lab. He was young for such an important role, only 35, with dark circles under his eyes that suggested too many sleepless nights studying dead languages. The signal repeats every 47 minutes, Maya explained, pulling up her data. See these peaks? They're consistent. Mathematical. Wu nodded, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. Mathematics is universal. If they're using prime numbers or geometric patterns, we can start building a translation framework. How long will it take? Maya asked. Wu looked at her, and for the first time, she saw excitement in his tired eyes. To decode a completely alien language with no reference point? Could be months. Could be years. But Maya, this is what I've trained my entire life for. This is humanity's greatest moment. Days became weeks. The team worked around the clock, breaking the signal into smaller pieces, looking for patterns, comparing it to every known mathematical and linguistic structure. Maya learned to read the alien symbols, watching as Dr. Wu and his team slowly built a dictionary of meaning from nothing. The breakthrough came at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. Maya was half asleep at her station when Wu shouted, his voice cracking with emotion. I've got it. I know what they're saying. The entire lab erupted. Scientists abandoned their work, crowding around Wu's display. Maya pushed through the crowd, her heart racing. On the screen, the alien symbols transformed into words. English words. Simple, clear, beautiful words. We hear you. We see you. You are not alone. Maya felt tears on her cheeks. She wasn't embarrassed. Around her, hardened scientists were crying too. Humanity had reached out into the dark, and the dark had answered back. Building the bridge. Commander Roberts stood before the assembled team. We need to respond. But what do we say? How do we represent all of humanity in a single message? The debate lasted for days. Governments on Earth argued about who should speak for the human race. Religious leaders wanted to include spiritual messages. Scientists insisted on pure information exchange. Everyone had an opinion. Maya watched the arguments with growing frustration. We're overthinking this, she finally said, interrupting a heated discussion about whether to include Earth's coordinates. The room fell silent. Commander Roberts raised an eyebrow. Explain, Lieutenant. Maya took a deep breath. They said you are not alone. They reached out with kindness. Maybe we should respond the same way. Not with politics or religion or science, but with simple human truth. Hello. Thank you. We're glad to meet you. Dr. Wu smiled. Sometimes the simplest answer is the best answer. The response took only an hour to compose. Maya recorded it herself, her voice steady despite her shaking hands. The message was translated into the alien symbolic language and broadcast toward the source of the original signal. Then came the hardest part, waiting. The second message. 3 weeks passed. The alien signal continued its repetition, unchanged. Some scientists wondered if their response had failed, if the message was merely an automatic broadcast from a long-dead civilization. Maya refused to believe it. She spent her off hours in the observation pod, watching the stars, waiting. On day 24, the signal changed. Maya was eating breakfast when the alarm sounded. She ran to the lab, her food forgotten. The screen showed a new pattern, longer, more complex, but using the same symbolic language they had learned to read. Dr. Wu was already translating. His hands moved so fast they blurred. It's a response. They got our message. They're responding. The translation appeared line by line. We are the harmonics. We have traveled the stars for 10,000 of your years, searching for other voices in the silence. We have found ruins of dead civilizations. We have found empty worlds. But we have never found anyone alive to answer us back. You are the first. We are coming to meet you. The implications hit Maya like a physical force. They were coming. An alien civilization, more advanced than humanity, was coming to Earth. How long? Commander Roberts asked, his voice tight. Wu checked his calculations. Based on their signal origin and assuming faster-than-light travel, 6 months. Maybe less. Preparing for contact. The world changed overnight. The news spread across Earth and all human colonies. Some people celebrated. Others panicked. Religious groups proclaimed it the end times. Scientists began preparing for the greatest meeting in human history. Maya became famous. Her face appeared on every news channel. She gave interviews, attended conferences, and met with world leaders. But through it all, she remained grounded. She remembered floating in the observation pod, alone in the dark, hearing that first signal. She remembered the simple beauty of the alien message, you are not alone. The harmonics sent more messages, each one teaching humanity more about them. They were explorers, philosophers, artists. They had no concept of war, they had evolved past such things millennia ago. They wanted to share knowledge, culture, and friendship. Some humans worried. What if the harmonics were lying? What if this was an invasion disguised as friendship? But Maya had spent months studying their language, their messages, their mathematics. She saw no deception, only genuine curiosity and kindness. Station Osiris became the designated meeting point. The station was expanded, refurbished, and prepared for its historic role. Maya was chosen as humanity's primary representative, not a politician or a general, but the scientist who first heard the alien voice. As the 6-month deadline approached, Maya stood once more in the observation pod. Somewhere out there, moving faster than light, the harmonics were coming. Humanity was about to change forever. She touched the glass, feeling the cold of space on her fingertips. We're ready, she whispered. We're finally ready to join the cosmic community. The stars twinkled back, keeping their secrets for just a little while longer. The arrival. The ship appears. The day started like any other on Station Osiris, but everyone knew it was different. 6 months had passed since the harmonics promised to come. Today was the day. Maya woke early, unable to sleep. She dressed in her formal uniform, dark blue with the Earth Alliance insignia on her shoulder. In the mirror, she barely recognized herself. 6 months ago, she was just another researcher. Now she was humanity's voice. The station buzzed with activity. Cameras from every major news network on Earth were positioned throughout the docking bay. Diplomats, scientists, and military officers crowded the observation decks. The whole station hummed with nervous energy. Commander Roberts found Maya in the main lab. "How are you holding up?" "Terrified," Maya admitted. "What if I say the wrong thing? What if I somehow offend them?" Roberts smiled. "You decoded their language. You understand them better than anyone. Trust yourself, Lieutenant." At exactly 1400 hours station time, the sensors detected something. Dr. Wu's voice came over the intercom, shaking with excitement. "They're here. The ship just dropped out of FTL 300 kilometers away." Maya ran to the observation deck. Through the massive windows, she saw it, a ship unlike anything human engineers had ever imagined. It wasn't metal and angles like human vessels. It was curved and organic, like a massive seashell or a piece of art. Lights flowed across its surface in patterns that reminded Maya of bioluminescent creatures from Earth's deepest oceans. "It's beautiful," someone whispered. The ship moved closer, gliding through space with impossible grace. It dwarfed Station Osiris, yet somehow felt gentle, non-threatening. Maya pressed her hand against the window, her heart pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears. "They're requesting docking permission," the communications officer announced. Roberts looked at Maya. "This is your show, Lieutenant. You make the call." Maya took a deep breath. "Grant permission. Let's welcome our guests." First steps. The docking process took an hour. The harmonic ship connected to Station Osiris through a flexible tunnel, technology adapting to human systems seamlessly. Maya stood at the airlock with Commander Roberts and Dr. Wu, watching the indicators turn from red to green. "Remember," Wu said quietly, "they've studied our broadcasts, our art, our history. They know about us. But this is their first time seeing humans in person." The airlock door opened with a hiss. Maya's first thought was, they look like music made flesh. The harmonics were tall, about 7 feet on average, with slender bodies that seemed to shimmer slightly, as if not quite solid. Their skin was translucent, showing swirling patterns of light beneath. They had 4 arms, delicate and graceful, and their faces were both alien and strangely beautiful. Large eyes, no visible nose, and mouths that curved in what Maya hoped was a smile. The lead harmonic stepped forward. When it spoke, its voice was like wind chimes and cello strings combined. But through the translation device, Maya heard perfect English. "I am Resonance of Dawn. We are honored to meet you, children of Earth." Maya stepped forward, her legs shaking but her voice steady. "I am Lieutenant Maya Chen. On behalf of humanity, welcome to Station Osiris. We are honored to meet you." Resonance of Dawn's eyes seemed to glow brighter. "You were the first voice we heard. The one who responded to our call. We have traveled far to meet the one called Maya." For a moment, Maya forgot about the cameras, the diplomats, the weight of representing her species. She smiled genuinely. "I'm glad you came. We have so much to share with each other." The exchange. The first day was overwhelming. The harmonics brought gifts, technology, art, music that humans had never imagined. They shared knowledge about faster-than-light travel, clean energy, and medical advances that could cure diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. But they also wanted to learn. They were fascinated by human emotion, by the messy, chaotic way humans experienced life. The harmonics had evolved past many biological needs. They didn't eat or sleep in the human sense, but they had lost something in the process. They envied humanity's passionate, intense existence. Maya spent hours with Resonance of Dawn, walking through the station, explaining human culture. She showed them music, everything from classical symphonies to rock and roll. She showed them art, literature, films. The harmonics absorbed it all with childlike wonder. "You feel so deeply," Resonance of Dawn said as they watched a sunset hologram from Earth. "Joy, sorrow, love, anger. You experience the universe with such intensity. We have forgotten how to feel that way." Maya looked at the alien beside her. Is that why you searched for us? To remember how to feel? Perhaps, Resonance of Dawn admitted. We achieved peace by diminishing our emotions. But in doing so, we lost something precious. You humans, with all your conflicts and passions, you are truly alive in a way we are not. The revelation surprised Maya. She had assumed the harmonics were superior in every way. But they saw humanity's flaws, the emotions, the conflicts, the messy unpredictability, as strengths, not weaknesses. The proposal. On the third day, Resonance of Dawn made an announcement that would change everything. The harmonics wanted to establish a permanent exchange program. Humans would travel to harmonic space to share their culture, their art, their passionate way of experiencing life. In return, the harmonics would share their technology and knowledge. But there was more. The harmonics had discovered something in their travels, a network of ancient communication devices scattered across the galaxy, left by a civilization that existed millions of years ago. With humanity's help, they wanted to activate these devices, to send a message across the entire galaxy. There may be others out there, Resonance of Dawn explained. Other civilizations hiding in the dark, afraid or alone. If we broadcast a message of hope, of friendship, perhaps they will answer. Maya understood immediately. They would do for the galaxy what the harmonics had done for Earth, break the silence, prove that no one was truly alone. It's ambitious, Commander Roberts said. Dangerous, even. We don't know who else might be out there. But Maya thought of that moment in the observation pod, when she first heard the alien signal. She remembered the joy of knowing humanity wasn't alone in the universe. We have to try, she said. The harmonics took a risk reaching out to us. Now it's our turn to reach out to others. A new beginning. The decision was made. Earth's governments, after much debate, agreed to the exchange program. The first group of human ambassadors would travel to harmonic space. Maya was, of course, invited to go. On her last night on Station Osiris, Maya returned to the observation pod. Resonance of Dawn found her there, floating in the same spot where she had first detected their signal. Are you afraid? The harmonic asked. A little, Maya admitted. Leaving Earth, traveling to unknown space, it's scary. But it's also exciting. 6 months ago, I was just monitoring static. Now I'm about to see alien worlds, meet other species, and help broadcast a message of hope across the galaxy. How could I say no to that? Resonance of Dawn's lights pulsed in a pattern Maya had learned meant happiness. You humans are remarkable. You face the unknown with fear, but you do it anyway. That is true courage. Together, they watched the stars. Somewhere out there, other civilizations might be listening, waiting for a sign that they weren't alone. Soon, Maya and the harmonics would give them that sign. The Quantum Whisper Protocol was just beginning. Humanity had joined the cosmic community, and the universe would never be the same. Maya smiled, touching the cold glass one last time. The future was uncertain, but it was full of possibility. And for the first time in human history, that future included friends among the stars, beyond the harmonic veil. Journey to the unknown. The harmonic vessel Eternal Chorus was nothing like human spaceships. Maya walked through corridors that seemed to breathe, walls that glowed softly with bioluminescent patterns. The ship didn't feel mechanical, it felt alive. She shared quarters with Dr. James Wu and Commander Roberts. Earth had sent 20 humans total on this first exchange mission. Scientists, artists, musicians, philosophers, people who could share the depth of human experience with the harmonics. I can't believe we're actually doing this, Wu said, staring out the viewport at the stars streaking past. They were traveling faster than light, a concept that human physicists were still struggling to understand. Maya joined him at the window. Feels like a dream, doesn't it? More like I'm going to wake up back on Earth, still analyzing dead languages, having imagined this whole thing. Resonance of Dawn entered their quarters, moving with that characteristic fluid grace. We will arrive at the first harmony in 6 hours. I wanted to prepare you for what you will see. The first harmony? Roberts asked. Our primary world, Resonance of Dawn explained. Where our civilization began, 10 million of your years ago. It is different from Earth. We want you to be ready. Maya felt her stomach flutter with nervous excitement. Tell us everything. The first harmony. When the ship dropped out of FTL, Maya gasped. Through the viewport, she saw a planet that defied every expectation. The first harmony wasn't a solid world, not entirely. It was a planet wrapped in rings of crystalline structures, massive orbital platforms connected by streams of light. The planet's surface glowed with cities that stretched across entire continents, geometric patterns visible from space. There are 40 billion harmonics living here, Resonance of Dawn said quietly. And they are all eager to meet you. The ship descended through layers of orbital stations. Maya saw harmonics everywhere, working, moving, creating. But she also saw something else, the spaces between them felt empty. Despite the billions of beings, the world felt quiet, almost lonely. They landed in what Resonance of Dawn called the Welcome Pavilion, a massive structure of crystal and light. As Maya stepped off the ship, gravity adjusted automatically to human normal. The air smelled like ozone and something sweet she couldn't identify. Thousands of harmonics had gathered to see them. Their lights pulsed in synchronized patterns, creating waves of color across the crowd. But they maintained a respectful distance, watching the humans with those large, luminous eyes. They're afraid of overwhelming you, Resonance of Dawn explained. We have waited so long for this moment. Please, let us show you our world. Learning and teaching. The first week was a blur of experiences. Maya visited harmonic schools where young beings learned mathematics that made human quantum physics look simple. She saw art galleries where sculptures existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. She attended concerts where music was created not with instruments, but with pure resonance, sound shaped by thought alone. But the harmonics were equally fascinated by human culture. Maya's recordings of Earth, simple things like rain falling, children laughing, ocean waves, drew crowds. The harmonics watched them over and over, their lights flickering with emotion they had almost forgotten how to feel. One evening, Maya gave a presentation about human music. She played everything from Beethoven to modern pop songs. When she played a recording of a blues guitar, a harmonic in the front row began to glow so brightly that others around it moved away. What's happening? Maya asked Resonance of Dawn urgently. Emotion, Resonance of Dawn said, and Maya heard wonder in the translated voice. Pure emotion. That harmonic is feeling something deep, something we thought we had evolved past. The pain in that music, the longing, it's awakening something. The glowing harmonic approached Maya after the presentation. Through the translator, its voice trembled. I have existed for 3,000 of your years. I have created beauty, solved impossible problems, traveled to distant stars. But I have never felt what I felt hearing that music. That ache, that yearning. Is this what you call sadness? Maya nodded, her own eyes wet with tears. And it's also what we call being alive. The ancient network. On the 10th day, Resonance of Dawn took the human delegation to see the reason they were truly there, the ancient communication node. Deep beneath the first harmony's surface, in a chamber that had been sealed for millions of years, sat a device. It was pyramidal, made of a dark material that seemed to absorb light. Symbols covered its surface, symbols that matched nothing in the harmonic database. We found 12 of these across the galaxy, Resonance of Dawn explained. We believe they are part of a network, a communication system built by a civilization that existed before us. Before anyone we know of. Dr. Wu stepped forward, his scanner reading the symbols. My God. These aren't just symbols, they're a key. A mathematical key that can activate the entire network. Exactly, Resonance of Dawn confirmed. With your help, we've translated enough to understand. If we activate this node, we can send a message across the galaxy. Anyone with the receivers, and we believe there are thousands, will hear it. Roberts crossed his arms. But we don't know who built this. We don't know who might be listening. What if we attract something dangerous? Maya understood his fear. But she thought about sitting alone in Station Osiris, hearing that first signal from the harmonics. What if they had been too afraid to respond? The harmonics searched for 10,000 years, Maya said. They took a risk reaching out to us. If there's even a chance that someone else is out there, listening, hoping, don't they deserve to know they're not alone? The debate lasted hours. Finally, a consensus emerged. They would activate the node, but carefully. They would send a simple message, like the one the harmonics had sent to Earth: "You are not alone." Activation Day. The activation was broadcast across harmonic space. Billions watched as Maya, chosen to speak for humanity, and Resonance of Dawn, speaking for the harmonics, stood before the ancient node. Maya's hand shook as she held the activation crystal. It was warm, pulsing with energy that seemed almost alive. "Are we ready?" she asked. "We are," Resonance of Dawn replied. "For good or ill, we will break the silence." Together, they placed their hands on the node. Maya felt electricity surge through her body, not painful but intense. The symbols on the pyramid began to glow, one by one, in a sequence that climbed toward the apex. The chamber filled with light. Then sound, a tone so pure, so perfect, that Maya felt it in her bones. The node was awakening, reaching out across the galaxy, touching the other 11 nodes, creating a web of communication that spanned thousands of light years. Through the network, Maya felt something. Presences. Consciousnesses. Somewhere out there, someone was listening. The message transmitted in every language the harmonics had collected, in mathematical patterns, in pure emotion. "We are here. We are listening. You are not alone. If you can hear this, if you understand, answer us. Join us. Together, we can end the silence forever." The transmission lasted 3 minutes. Then the node powered down, its job complete. Now came the hardest part, waiting. The first response. They didn't have to wait long. 6 days later, Maya was sleeping when alarms blared through the compound. She ran to the control center, where harmonics and humans crowded around displays showing incoming data. "Another node activated," Wu shouted over the noise. 11,000 light-years away. "Someone heard us." Someone responded. The message was crude compared to harmonic or human communication. Simple pulses, mathematical sequences. But the meaning was clear. "We heard. We understand. We are coming." Resonance of Dawn's lights flashed in patterns Maya had learned meant both joy and fear. "We did it. We actually did it." But Roberts voiced what everyone was thinking. Who are they? What are they? Are they friendly? More signals came in over the following days. The node network was lighting up across the galaxy. Some messages were mathematical. Some were artistic. Some were warnings, civilizations that had hidden themselves, afraid of what lurked in the dark between stars. Maya spent sleepless nights helping Wu and the harmonic linguists decode the flood of messages. Each one revealed a new piece of the galactic puzzle. They learned of civilizations that had risen and fallen. Of species that had evolved in ways humans and harmonics couldn't imagine. Of dangers, cosmic threats that had silenced entire sectors of space. But mostly, they learned hope. For every warning, there were 10 messages of gratitude. Species that had thought themselves alone in the universe, now learning they were part of something bigger. One message made Maya cry. It was from a species calling themselves the Wanderers, beings who had lost their home world and traveled space for generations, searching for meaning. Their message was simple. "Thank you for reminding us why we kept searching." The gathering call. 3 weeks after activation, Resonance of Dawn made an announcement. The harmonics were organizing a gathering, a meeting of all species who had responded to the message. It would take place at a neutral location, a planet in deep space that had been abandoned long ago but still had functioning ancient facilities. "We're calling it the Convergence," Resonance of Dawn told the human delegation. A place where all civilizations can meet, share knowledge, and perhaps build something new together. Maya looked at the star charts showing species from across the galaxy, all agreeing to come. It was unprecedented, dangerous, and absolutely necessary. How many species have confirmed? Roberts asked. 43 so far, Resonance of Dawn replied. And more are joining every day. This will be the largest gathering of intelligent species in galactic history. Maya felt the weight of the moment. And humanity will be there? Of course, Resonance of Dawn's lights pulsed warmly. You helped make this possible. Your voice, your courage, your very human determination to reach out despite fear, that is what inspired us to take this risk. Humanity must be at the convergence. Wu stepped forward. When do we leave? 2 days. We'll travel with a diplomatic fleet, 20 harmonic ships and representatives from the first civilizations to respond. The journey will take 3 weeks. Maya looked at Roberts, seeing her own excitement and terror reflected in his eyes. They were about to witness something that had never happened before, dozens of alien species meeting in peace, trying to build bridges across the vast darkness of space. Then we'd better start preparing, Maya said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. We're going to need to make a good impression. The next 2 days were chaos. Diplomats from Earth transmitted instructions, scientists prepared research equipment, and Maya worked with linguists to create greeting protocols for species they'd never met. But in quiet moments, she returned to her favorite spot, a balcony overlooking the First Harmony's glowing cities. Resonance of Dawn often joined her there. Are you afraid? The harmonic asked. Maya smiled. It had become their ritual question. Always. But also excited. We're going to meet species that humanity never imagined existed. We're going to build something new, a community that spans the stars. Some of them may be hostile, Resonance of Dawn warned. Not all civilizations evolved as peacefully as we did. Some might see this gathering as an opportunity for conquest or manipulation. Then we'll deal with it together, Maya replied. That's what communities do. They face challenges together. Resonance of Dawn's lights pulsed and what Maya had learned was affection. You humans are strange creatures. You know the risks, yet you proceed anyway. Is this courage or foolishness? Maybe both, Maya laughed. But it's gotten us this far. The day of departure arrived. Maya stood on the loading platform of the Eternal Chorus, watching as other ships joined their fleet. Some were harmonic vessels, sleek and organic. Others were from new species, geometric craft, crystalline structures, ships that seemed to phase in and out of reality. The fleet set course for the convergence point. Maya settled into her quarters, knowing that 3 weeks from now, everything would change again. She recorded a message to send back to Earth. We're heading to meet 43 alien species. I don't know what we'll find there. I don't know if we'll succeed in building this galactic community. But I know we have to try. Because 6 months ago, someone took a chance and sent a message into the void. And I answered. Now it's time to see what we've started. She sent the message and watched the stars streak past. Somewhere ahead, at the convergence, the future was waiting.